Mi gente, welcome to Let's Hablar podcast. We are your hosts. Today we're going to be discussing a different topic. I know I hella just stuttered, but it's okay. Anywho, so thanks for joining us. We've been away for a little bit, but we're back. So we have Kai,
Clara.
and like I said, it's a different topic. We're going to be discussing all things juju related, and to explain that a little bit more, we're going to have Clara go ahead and start us off.
Juju. So many things. I wanted to discuss this specific topic, spirituality. And it can mean so many different things for so many people. But because I personally am like on a healing journey, I feel that because we are spiritual beings, it is very important to kind of connect and like figure ourselves out. And so to me, it's become important to, again, find myself, heal myself. And I feel that being a spiritual person and just not focusing like on a religion or anything like that, although I am very aware we are creative beings, we are also spiritual beings. So I feel that all of us have a connection, within ourselves as human beings, because we're all energy and, again, spiritual beings. So I just like to talk with you guys and see like your opinions on it, like if you guys believe in stuff like that, like karmic relationships within our families. Was our mom before, or what is it that we are here, because we all have a mission, we all have a purpose in this life, so I feel that for all of us who are in each other's lives, there is a purpose and a reason. And I just want to discuss that with you guys and then get people's opinions as to what they think, what they feel about being spiritual beings and energy and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we, before we started recording, I know we were talking about, people that come back into your life, right? So I have a lot of people that I tend to have friendships, relationships with, that either the friendship ends, relationship ends, but they come back full circle. But every time the relationship, friendship comes back, we're always learning something from that person, right? I never look at the end of a relationship or the end of a friendship as wasted time, because I'm always gaining something from that. So whether it's good, bad, or ugly, I try to always gather at least something positive, even if it's I will never put myself back in that position again, or I'm gonna try my best not to, or like, hey, you really taught me, gave me the strength to be like, no, this is something I deserve. And I've had a couple friendships that ended like that, like, no, I'm a loyal friend to a fault. I'm gonna be here, I'll give you the shirt off my back, but I need that reciprocated. And I've always allowed friendships, more when I was younger, just gave and gave and gave, and never allowed them to be able to say, hey, like, I got you too. But there's always that learning experience no matter what, but I know we were talking about like soul ties and things like that, so it was an interesting conversation. I don't know.
We should discuss that because I feel like a lot of our relationships, like Kai said, it's not just family or friends. It could be in terms of love as well, in every relationship I truly believe that whether it's a karmic circle that we have to complete, or, past lives, whatever people want to believe in. I started, again, like a healing journey a few years ago, and I started seeing that we are all connected via energy, and we're all spiritual beings, all of us, So especially when it comes to love, I think that's one of the most difficult relationships to really kind of process and learn from, because you just said a key word earlier. You never gave them that chance, even though you wish it was reciprocated. Excuse me, we're all studying. It's Monday, guys, it's Monday. You never allowed them to give that to you because you were so busy giving and giving and giving that you never gave them that time. And with Maya, I know she's also a spiritual being. I know we all grew up in a religious home and stuff like that, but in terms of relationships, even though we make fun or whatever jokingly, I know she's giving it a go, but she's also probably in a state of mind that's more set within herself that a lot of us don't have, you know? And because we are the type that we're always giving, we don't allow ourselves to be like, okay, well then that's it. Let's see what's gonna come my way. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm working on that, especially being someone who's been married for 24 years, been with the same person for 27 years going on. It's hard. Yeah. It is hard.
I know why you said that, because I'm quick to cut people off when I feel like they've wasted my time, because we've mentioned it before in our,
like I said, it's not time wasted.
Yeah, but for me it's like, you wasted my time, I want nothing to do with you. But for me it's also like Clara said, we did grow up very like, certain things were taught to us, even though I feel like our grandmother was more modern, because she does believe in like I want to say a more broad spiritual connection that she has, because it's not just the typical like what she was raised with, right? So it did expand over time. But for me, I don't feel like I need to allow someone to take from my energy when I'm giving you my energy and that's all you're taking. You're not giving me anything back. So at that point, that's where I close off for my own personal health. And I've had people tell me, oh, you're wrong with what you believe. For example, past lives, or because I do think that we can come back in a new life, possibly meet people who we knew in a past life and form some kind of bond, whether it's a romantic relationship, friendship, family shit, like whatever, family relationship. I had a friend, and this is where I mean like waste of my time. I thought she was my friend. I gave her my energy. I allowed her to be in my space. I covered for her when her parents, because her parents were very religious, very Catholic, very old school Mexicanos, where she can't go unless her sister goes with her type of deal. So anytime she wanted to be with her little boyfriend, I would say she was at my house or something like that. And then when it came to a guy who I really liked, she went after him and broke that silent girl code that's there. And years later, she said she found God and she wanted to apologize to me and be friends all over again. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. And she was like, but you know, I just wanted to ask you for forgiveness because, you know, God told me. I'm like, God can forgive you. And I forgive you. I have no right to not forgive you. That's not within my power. I just don't trust you. Mm-hmm. I can't be your friend. I'm glad that you found God and whatever way that you needed to find him, because I don't believe that he's ever lost. We're the ones that get lost along the way.
That's another thing of the whole spiritual thing. I honestly feel that God is within us. Now, for those who do believe in the Bible, again, this is like part religious and spirituality based on our conversation. It is going to involve religion a lot because that's, you know, where a lot of us are rooted from. But in reality, in this healing journey, I feel that religion is man-made, and it's all about to instill fear and control and stuff like that in us. That's my personal opinion. I don't wish to tell anybody, oh, you need to stop believing, and no, I'm just explaining what I feel. When people say, oh, I found Jesus, I found God, I found this, great, because it's been in you the whole time. Now, if we're gonna pick and choose certain things from the Bible, let's actually pick what is really, I can say, good for us spiritually. Because if we're gonna pick and choose, if you're really thinking about it and you really do read the Bible, our God is not a loving God. Our God is horrible and jealous and vengeful and tortures, and he would have pregnant women sacrifice their babies. He would have a woman be stoned to death because someone said that they raped her or graped her, excuse the word, and she was no longer holy and clean. So he would be like, think about it. You know what I mean? Men did this. Men wrote the Bible. Men did it. Now, to me, spiritually, God lives within us. If we were made in his image, we are spiritual beings. We have powers, we have love, we have compassion. And that would be from the New Testament, because Jesus came to love us. Jesus came to show us, you know. I mean, that's a whole nother topic too, because I would love to get into religion and stuff like that, because it is a very, you could say, scary thing. So where were we? Yes,
we were
with
at
that.
where you think it's all kind of intertwined, and because
We all, God lives in us, I think. Like you said, you know, that your friend said, I found God. She doesn't, I think a lot of people do use excuses, like to F up other people's lives because they're so unhappy with their own lives. So they find a way to try to ruin somebody else and not be happy. And it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate because I used to have that mindset. You make me feel small, I'm gonna make you feel smaller. And you know, it is such an ugly place to live in because you're gonna get yours. I don't have to do it. I can sit there and watch.
Right.
I can sit there and watch. And I didn't have that mindset before because, again, I was not aware of what I was capable of as a spiritual being, as a human being, as someone who does have light. And I didn't know that I did have that light. That's why a lot of people didn't really like me. A lot of people, I made people feel uncomfortable. And now that I'm in my 40s, it's when I'm starting to see all of this and understand, you know, because we were raised in a religion. We were raised not to think for ourselves. In reality, that's what it is. We're raised not to think for ourselves and to have fear, but we shouldn't, you know? We should let our light shine and be who we truly are. And those who matter will love us and accept us no matter what and help us. Like, they won't dim your light at all.
I think that's the dim the light part. I said that at work. So we have teams where I hate teams. I really hate teams because I feel like it never stops. People just don't know how to shut the f up. It's irritating after a while, especially when you're like in the middle of a call and you hear bloop, bloop, like every 5 minutes, and it's always something stupid like, oh, what time is lunch? And you're like, get off of it. But in the morning, I'll put good morning everybody, hope everybody has a breezy day. That's typically like how I start my morning. And then I'll say, you know, if your light should shine as bright as it can on the days that you feel that you can give 110% of yourself, and whoever feels like your light is bothering them, they can put shades on.
Yeah.
So I put that on there and someone goes, oh my God, that's so cute. I like that. I like that better than your breezy day. And I'm like, whatever, bitch. Like I'll put breezy day.
Yeah. Probably like it's hot.
Yeah. But breezy because of like the beach, right? So when you get that beautiful ocean breeze.
There's New York. It's cold over there.
I know it's cold over there. So I'm like, damn it. But
keep your breeze to yourself, girl.
and I'm like, it's hot over
But
here.
it's like, yeah, see, and then again, like easy breezy, like you're taking
Yeah.
fast. So it's all a state of mind.
Right. For me, I connect with my spiritual like self with the ocean. You know this. I used to be a mermaid. I feel like I was a mermaid.
I was a unicorn. Was what?
Kai was glitter.
She still is glitter.
Kai was glitter.
Okay, so do you believe in soulmates?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so hear me out, and then I'd like to know why you asked that question, but I believe we either have soulmates, twin flames, or a karmic relationship.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Depends.
On.
Like, do you mean soulmates for like one soulmate for a whole lifetime, or do you think that every
That's every
era
lifetime.
of your life can have a different soulmate?
Like every era of my life? Because girl, we've been through.
Every lifetime, because if you, well, my opinion, that you see it that way, because technically our soul is just one soul, and it just keeps going and going and going until our purpose is complete.
Right.
So to me, the way I see it, a soulmate is in every lifetime until you get it together. Like, get your shit together. Like, you know what I mean? And then a soulmate doesn't always. No, but can I say, soulmates don't necessarily have to be a couple.
Right.
You and I can be soulmates, and we don't know that because it all depends on it. But then again, in reality, most of them are in a relationship. You know, most of them are love, like a love soulmate connection.
Right.
But they can also be a karmic, like from other past lives that you need to figure this out. You guys were either married or you guys were either in a relationship and promised each other a lifetime of love, but for whatever reason you couldn't be together until your next life, until you figure.
Together.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Get it.
Well, like the reason why I say like era of your life is because I think that technically my first little boyfriend, he passed away. Do I think he was my soulmate in that time? I think he was, but I don't think that he's gonna be my forever soulmate because when he passed away. But I'm not like this movie that I saw where she like held on to her dead husband all the way up until she was 98 years old and died. But like,
She kept them in the house?
no, like she held on to.
How did she hold on to them?
No man compared to her dead husband.
But I think that
To like minimize or anything like that. But I think when you marry somebody and you promise, you know, to have and hold till death do us part, all that, right? As an adult, it's very different, I think, than when you're younger. When you're younger and you know, because you're a very different person. We're very different people from when we were younger to like when we're older. Even now. So I was having a conversation with my mom, like I'll be 33 this month. Being 33 and being 25, I am like two completely different people. So yeah, like the person I was from just that age difference is so different. So I think like if I was married, say at 60, I could probably see myself
60.
70.
She went older. So
Wait, what?
So like
Wait, like being married since you were like
No,
30?
yeah.
So you're, okay,
If I was like married,
getting
yeah.
for the first time at
No,
60,
no.
I'm like,
If I was married and my husband passed away at 60, I could see
Right.
myself being like, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm not gonna, because that was the love of, you know, that was my husband. That was my man.
Married the love of our life.
But if I was married for, you know, and that's,
You know, and I learned this because I've worked with different ethnicities, and a lot of them come from arranged marriages. And a lot of the women, there was a few that I worked with, and they couldn't have babies, and in their culture, at least one or two, you know. And she said that she grew to love her husband. She got married, like they arranged her marriage when she was 13, and he was 10 years older than her. So when she finally ended up marrying him, she was 18. And of course, he was already, you know, 28 or whatnot, almost 30. And so she says, I didn't love him, you know, and I wasn't attracted to him, but that's how we are raised. But you grow to love him. You grow to love this man, and you know you're going to spend the rest of your life with them. So you kind of have to, like, you know, especially if they do treat you well, you start loving them. You have love for them. And then, you know, sometimes, yeah, you're sleeping with them and you don't know what you're doing. Sexually you comply with but then you start, if they treat you right, then you enjoy it, and you want to make sure you please your husband, make him happy, because you're yourself happy when your husband's happy. She said, you know, that's her state of mind. And it's like, dude, I never really thought about it that way, because it's always been like, yes, we grew up like, you gotta be submissive, make your husband happy, make sure he has this and that, but what about me? Like, you never sit there and think about, who's gonna make me happy? How am I gonna be happy when I have to cook, clean, take care of babies, take care of a husband, take care of a house, and then the day that I feel like I don't wanna clean today, I'm the worst wife ever, you know? And again, if you find the right person, and it goes back to think, these people were meant to be, even if it was an arranged marriage, because they end up having a connection that nobody else has, you know? And so when you do find somebody and you click, or you see somebody and then you're like, oh man, that person has beautiful eyes, and you never think you're gonna see them again, and then a few months later you might see them, and then you start talking. That's like, it was meant to be, just not at the moment.
so Okay, another question then.
Yes.
So coincidences, right? So I'm starting to be like, okay, I guess there is no such thing as coincidences, right?
That's what they say, yes.
All right, so friends, we go to the taco truck, right?
The one right here? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, no.
Yeah. I know.
We go to a taco truck.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, hey, there's this really cute guy. It's taco truck. You should talk to him. Okay, like whatever, I'm not really trying to talk to nobody, but okay,
Right,
whatever.
right.
So I go up, we go order food, whatever. We're gonna eat there anyway. And I'm like, oh yeah, really cute. But there's a specific thing I was like, that's kind of like a turn on for me.
May I ask what it is?
Super sweet. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Super sweet. Super sweet guy though, right? Mm-hmm. So we go about our day, whatever, right? A couple months later.
So you did get to see him that day?
Yeah.
They were okay.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Handsome looking guy. Okay, whatever. So fast forward a couple months and we come across each other. Completely separate occasion. Like social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
weird. Super weird. So I call my friend and I'm like, yo, this is what happened. Like, weird, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't think it's weird. You gonna actually talk to him, or are you still gonna be scared? I was like, okay, whatever, because I'm super shy when it comes to guys, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But it was funny because I was talking to one of my really good friends and he was like, I don't believe in the word shy. I don't believe in coincidences. Like, everything happens for a reason. And I've always said that. Like, everything happens for a
everything
reason.
has a reason.
And I'm like, okay, so I guess I'm contradicting myself. Everything happens for a reason, so there can't really be coincidences, right? Like, it doesn't, my mentality doesn't match up. But I was like, okay, so that's interesting. So it's interesting that you have that.
Because, again, I feel that everything's meant to be. Everything and everyone that comes into your life is meant to be. Now, the reasons behind it, we probably will never know. Trust me, because there's stuff that has happened to me since forever.
Yeah.
That now as an adult, I try to put together and I'm like, what was the purpose? Like, what did I learn from it? Or what was it meant to teach me? Or what was I supposed to see? And now, again, because I'm in a state of mind where I want to heal and I want to, going back to the word find myself, my spiritual self, my center, me, and put me first and love me, because I didn't know I was supposed to love myself. I was too busy trying to love other people and giving them everything of me, thinking that they would give it back. But that's not how life works, And so I do feel soulmates. And in reality, I do feel that in most cases, soulmates do have to do with a relationship, with a love connection. Also, twin flames, like I was saying, a twin flame is usually someone who you two are like, I don't even know how to. Yeah, like you're just meant to be, but you're not, if that makes any sense. You two are like, as the word says, twin flames. You make each other, you give each other like so much life, so much light, but you cannot be together.
So like basically like best friends, like Kai and I, we are
in
best friends.
In twin flames, it's mostly love. There's no like friendships. Twin flame is
Not like
is
us, not like us.
You guys are mostly
my
like a
soul
soul,
sister.
a soul connection.
Yeah.
Like your souls have known each other from other lifetimes. That doesn't mean you guys are soul mates, but you guys have a soul connection, if that makes any sense. So you guys will always be there for each other. You guys can always have love for each other in every lifetime. And then in the next lifetime, you guys are probably going to be cousins. You guys are probably going to be sisters, mother, daughter. That's how that soulmate connection works.
If I ever become your child, I'm gonna give you the most hell ever on purpose.
I'm gonna have to call myself on you.
Yeah. Come get your kid.
Right.
No, but yeah, I feel that when it comes to love, there's a lot to be learned, a lot, because I think we've been instilled this whole thing about love being, oh my God, this and that, and love shouldn't hurt. No, love does hurt.
Right.
Love does. The reality is that love is a choice. Nobody owes it to nobody. you make that choice to love something, love someone, love yourself. But until you know, and I think you don't really know what love really is until you figure yourself out. Because I'm 40, I'll be 44 next month, and I'm just now learning. And I'm being criticized by my own family in my own home because I'm choosing me. Now, you guys know me as the grandmaster of fuck them kids. So,
Yes.
and what I mean by that, I do. I love them. I really dislike when I've made comments like that and people are like, well, my kids don't bother me and I love my kids. Bitch, I never said I didn't. I love my kids, but I don't like them 100% of the time because they fucking don't let me breathe. I can't, I have to share everything. I can't take a shit in peace. I can't go pee, but I love them. I would not die for my kids. I'm learning to live for my kids. Now, if I had to give my life for them, I would. So don't get me wrong in that sense either. But my point is, I'm learning to live for my kids. Even when you go on an airplane, for those of you that have been on an airplane, they'll tell you, if the pressure comes down and the mask comes, you don't give it to your babies first, you take that first whiff. So you gotta save yourself first and then them kids. So my point is that I can't be a good mom and I can't be a good human being. I can't be a good woman if I don't take care of myself. And that goes back to that whole journey of being a spiritual being, having positive energy and finding myself and going in that journey of healing and forgiving myself and those around me. Because if not, again, I'm probably gonna lose a lot, including my marriage in the process. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, I need to put myself first because I've been too busy my whole life making sure everybody else is happy. And my kids are fed, they have a roof over their head, they're very loved, and they're taken care of. So if in the process of me being happy, finding myself and doing what I need to do to help others and love others unconditionally, if my marriage falls apart, then so be it. And it's not that I don't want to cling on to it, it's just that I've learned, again, to love me. Because nobody's gonna love me the way I need to be loved but myself. And my husband, I can't force him to love me. You could never make anybody change. As Kai said, there are no coincidences, none. Everything comes into place when it needs to come into place. And maybe we don't understand it at the moment, but everything falls into place when it needs to. That's how I feel.
Oh, I mean, we've been on doing a couple episodes now, and I think I mentioned it on our dating apps episode that I needed to find myself first before I can allow someone else to love me.
To find me.
No.
I can show you. I can show you.
No. That's a different kind of find. But for me, it's like I need to find who I am first and love myself first before I can love someone else. And that's how I've always seen things, especially with having been diagnosed with something that did change my body. So I had to learn how to love the skin that I'm in.
Yeah.
And to love who I am as a person. And what I've realized in that journey is I'm an amazing friend because I will be loyal to you forever. I'm an amazing friend. I don't know what you're talking about. Try to deny it.
Keep bringing stuff to my house, so.
You bought peach stuff too.
Jeez Louise.
So
What am I missing?
She's allergic to pineapples. I'm allergic to peaches. So I mean, yin and yang, whatever. But
Yeah, we're gonna kill each other. Everybody's gonna kill each other.
so for me, it's always been I need to be okay for me to be able to allow someone else to have my time or my energy, because I don't want to be a miserable person and make someone else miserable. You know what I mean? That's something that I don't want to do because I don't feel that it's fair. And I know life isn't fair, but that's not kind, and I want to be kind to others so I can get that type of energy back, because I do believe that what you project in the world can come back to you. So if you project nastiness, you may get nastiness back.
The universe will eventually come back.
Have you guys read The Secret?
No.
What? That book is amazing. I have little
Take notes, people.
The Secret is amazing. I have it and I have little tabs in it because it's freaking amazing. And it's definitely it's more of like what you put out into the universe, you get back 100%. And so it kind of resets your mindset and like gets you back on that track. Like, I mean, everybody goes through, and I can literally say probably everybody goes through that shift where you're like, dang, like, you know, I'm having door after door slam in my face, like, and you just need to reset your mind to be like, okay, I'm good. Like, you know, you could be going through the breakup, debt, lost your job, all this, all that, and the moment you start thinking like, no, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm living my best life, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, your life just gets better and better and better and better. You're always gonna have those, you know, little hiccups, but like, it really kind of resets you into like, okay, yeah, I gotta start.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get back on track, and then it's a great book.
Even like, for example, when you said, you know, there's what will happen, what's for you is for you. You know, there's a plan for everything in life, whether whoever you believe in, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in Buddha, whatever belief system you have, glitter, it doesn't matter. For me, I remember the other day something didn't pan out the way that I wanted it to, and I was a little bummed about it, but I was like, look, I know you have a plan, and I speak to my form of spirituality or God or however you want to word it, like he's my homie, because that's how I feel like I connect, and that's the way I want to see it. So I was like, look, I know you got a plan up there, but if you could let me know a little bit, like what's part of that plan, just so that way I'm not completely cut off guard. And I was joking around, but again, I feel like whoever you believe in knows your heart and knows that you don't say things with bad intent or to be disrespectful or whatever. But my mom heard me and she got instantly like a little bit pived about it. She was, you can't say that, no seas grosera. And I'm like, no, Mom, like, your connection is your connection. Mine is mine. He knows that I'm not doing it to be disrespectful. Like, I'm not doing it to be any kind of which way, but that's just my thing. I just said, let me know what the plan is so I'm not cut off guard. Yeah. But, you know, shit happens. Some stuff is not meant for you in that time. Does not mean that it won't be meant for you forever. And it just may take a little bit to get there.
That's always been my biggest pet peeve. Like, I'm not super religious, but like, you know, I got my own little, we be having our own conversations, but don't tell me that because I don't go physically to church, you know, I don't pay the church, I don't, you know, I do my own thing my own way. That doesn't mean that you're, you know, any better. I'm no better. Like, my relationship is my relationship, right? And your relationship is your relationship. Everybody has their own relationship and their own beliefs. That doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you, you know, just let everybody do them. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't harm you. It doesn't harm me. It doesn't harm anybody to have their own relationship. If I'm having a conversation, like, mind your business. You're not gonna jump in somebody else's conversation when they're talking to their mom any type of way. Unless you're close family, right? Like, you see somebody talking to their mom at the grocery store, you may not like it, that's fine, but you're not, mind your business, okay?
So I do get that in a sense, but when you're in a public place, you're making it my business. That's my thought. So that's something that a lot of people don't agree with, and that's fine, but that's my thought. If you're gonna be loud in a public place,
that's different.
And you're gonna be putting your business out there, and if I have an opinion against it or for it or whatnot, and you tell me mind my business, you just made it my business. Go to whisper so I don't have to hear it. You're in a public place.
No, I'm talking about just having like a
conversation.
Like,
yeah.
Myself, not like loud or anything.
Yeah, no. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like when
like
somebody, and there's a lot of people that do that, and then they try to tell you it's like no. But when you're in your own and you're doing what you need to do, and I'm walking in a public place, why am I gonna butt into you? Like, why am I gonna give you my opinion if you're doing your own thing? But if you're being loud, disrespectful, or something in a public place. And if I feel like I got an opinion, I will give it to you because you're in a public place.
Well, you're Like you said, everybody's business.
Well, it's kind of like, so our cousin, if you guys go to TikTok, check out Mely, that's MELY 715. She has some amazing recipes, but she posted something on our,
Can I get a stamp?
no ma'am, she's all the way in LA. I don't think it delivers. Anyway, like so her Instagram is like more so family, but she posted that video, I don't know if you saw it, about that. Yeah, with that step parenting, where the guy was like, this lady full on yelled at this child it was the gas station. And she said, and I'm not even your parent. And that infuriated him. And he felt like he had to say something because she made an ass of herself in a public setting, yelling at this child. And I don't know exactly what was said because, again, like, we weren't there. But he made it seem it was hurtful. What she said was hurtful with intent to be hurtful.
Yeah, because he was trying to mind his business, pumping gas, and then all he heard was blah, 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 like the shouting and certain words, but he wasn't paying attention until what got to him and triggered him was, and you're not even my kid, or something like that. You're not even my effing kid or whatever, and slammed the door on the kid. And so then he's like, you know what? As a step parent, I have these kids by choice, and love is earned. I don't owe these kids love, and they don't owe me love. I have to earn their love, and they're earning mine, and so he's like, and that really triggered me. He was telling his wife, and so he's like, oh, it must me thinking I'm funny. Oh, it sucks being a babysitter, right? And she's like, what are you talking about? That's my stepson or whatever.
Mind
and
your
so,
business.
and he's like, oh no, bitch, you made it my fucking business because no kid deserves to be yelled at like that, So
But it also brings back to connecting spiritually, because as a step parent, if you connect with this child on an emotional and spiritual level, it doesn't matter what type of spiritual level, right? It could be that you both believe in the universe being infinite or whatever, right? Multiple dimensions, whatever. Then cool, you guys bond off of that. You guys have that connection in your heart, your soul. That could be a step parent and a stepchild together. It doesn't have to be just the wife and the husband. He can have that connection with his children, his stepchildren, in a non-romantic way, but more so, this is my family, this is my unit, we are one.
And he chose it.
And
if it's meant to be, it's gonna work. And if it's not, no, because you choose a lot of the things, like Kai said earlier. There's no coincidences. Why does the word exist? I don't know. But como en español, las casualidades no existen, they say. Las coincidencias, casualidades, they don't exist. But for some people, yes, I guess, oh, what a coincidence that this happened to you. Obviously not, because something, had to come into play. But I honestly think being a step parent is one of the hardest things anybody has to go through. I've never had that privilege of having to be a step parent to anybody. I still do have 2 little ones, so if my marriage was to break or whatnot, I would only hope, like I've said it before in other podcasts, it would hurt to see my husband or ex-husband, if it did get to that point, give to someone else everything I've asked for so many years, and it was never given to me. It would hurt, but I'd be in a sense happy so long as that individual loves my kids and respects my kids and treats them well. That would make me happy.
I think
that would make me happy.
I think that is the most important, and I think it gets lost because, I've dated, and I have absolutely adored, my ex's kids. I love them to death. I love them probably just like my own kids. Me and his son were oh my God, that was my baby. His daughter too.
It's just
those were my babies.
It's just the bond between a son and a mom is totally different than a daughter and a mom.
It is. It is.
So it's not that you love one any more than the other. It's
not
just
at
your bond's
all.
totally different.
And his son was a little bit older, so it was just a completely different relationship, and it just solidified that I wanted a little boy, and he was a little mixed baby, so he looked like it would be my baby, but it was just I genuinely had a relationship with both of his kids, and so it was very different. it was fine that like he didn't work out with the moms, which was fine, whatever. But I think there gets like this competition. Like I've always made it clear to like, I mean, I've dated with men with kids all the time. But I've always made it very clear, I'm not trying to be your mom, but like you will always have your mom. Your mom is your mom. I'm never taking that place. But I'm here as somebody who loves you, who cares for you, who will always be here for you. If you need anything, you can call me, you can count on me. I'm just that extra person to love you and support you. And I think that's where people like blur that line. Like, no, I'm not trying to be your mom. I will be that extra person to love and support you. What if you decide that you want to call me mom? That's between you, your mom, and your dad, because I'm comfortable with whatever you decide to call me. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But people don't respect that because it is touchy, right? I mean, I know I'm probably like when I have kids, I earned my title. You came out of me. I earned my title. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it. I understand, but I've never.
Yeah, it's hard. It is, because dealing with kids, I see it on an everyday basis. Every day. Oh, your dad's girlfriend this. It's like, I'm sorry. I had to, again, get involved. Please don't talk to the kids like that. Wait till you get home and talk to the parent. It's not the kid's fault, you know? Oh, your dad didn't do this, or his girlfriend that, or it's like, don't be bitter. If it didn't work out between the two of you, it's not the kid's fault. It's the two of you. And you should be grateful if this person does love your babies and disciplines them and treats them well and loves them. Be grateful. Be grateful that you have somebody, because at the end of the day, what you are going to cause is that this other person doesn't like your babies because they don't like you. So if you as adults are not going to know how to differentiate this, and so you're going to take it out on the babies, and that's not okay. If your babies choose to call your man's new girl mom, let them. That means they feel comfortable because she's loving them. Again, it will hurt me to see my husband or ex-husband or whatnot, baby daddy, give someone else what I've asked him for years. But as long as she loves my babies and respects and my babies are happy to be with her, dude, I'm fine. My heart will hurt, of course. I will never deny that, because I begged and asked and didn't do so many different things to make you happy, and you never did that for me, but yet this person gets to enjoy. Yes, it will hurt. But if she's loving my babies and my babies say, Mom, I do want to go spend time with someone, yes, please. Love them. Love my babies. That's what it's all about, you know? If him and I didn't work out, am I going to be hurt? Yes. Will I be bitter? No. Why? Because you're loving my babies.
I think it has a lot to do with the age for that type of thing, because like most kids that are older are probably not going to call you mom. Most kids that are probably like in their teens, they're probably not going to call you mom.
Right.
But the little ones probably will, because
it all just depends.
Yeah. But
I've seen older kids call,
yeah, well, I mean, like my sister calls my mom Mommy Alma every now and then. But it's not every, because my other sister, she has 4 stepchildren that with her husband had 4, and then they got married and they have 1 together. So they don't call her mom. The little one, not her biological daughter, but the other one, the youngest one, does call her mom. But because my sister pretty much raised her, because my brother-in-law has full custody of her since she was baby. So she does call my sister mom. But the other 3 don't. They call her by her name. And there's nothing wrong with that. And she made it clear, I love you guys. You guys are my kids. And she never ever refers to them as just her husband's kids. Those are all her children. But my house has a certain set of rules. And so she's always been, this is the rules. These are what you guys are required to respect in our home. Our, not my home.
Our.
And
so when you go to mom's house, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. So there has been a little bit of a disconnect between both families. So it's different. But even when she was pregnant with her her first biological child. I said, what kind of books can I give the baby? She said, nothing religious. Okay, cool, because my sister is indigenous, so they don't necessarily say God, they believe in creator.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
so it's okay, cool. I'll get this. And I have a couple books that I did purchase that I haven't been able to actually, I want to give them to her in person because I found books that had to do with indigenous children that I think she would like for their daughter.
It goes back to the spirituality. They were meant to be spiritually. She believes in something that's more spiritual, and it all comes full circle.
Right. So for me, it's like, I rather respect her wishes. This is her connection with her spiritual, her family. So I'm going to respect it. But do all the kids that call each other half? No, they don't call each other half siblings. They are siblings. They are one. And even like in their family, much like our family growing up, we didn't have, oh, this is my mom's friend from like forever. No, that's my auntie. Or that's my tia. Like they became part of our family. They are our soul family because we love them with our heart and soul. Kai is a lot like my soul sister because she comes to family stuff all the time.
You guys just connect differently.
Yeah, but then you have like Erin. She's family.
Anna and Anna and Auntie Cookie that passed away. I have those three solid ones.
Yeah.
One's gone, but not really because she's with us and she's also indigenous. She's Native American and but I have my best friend Erin and my best friend Adriana. The relationships are different, but we're still so connected, you know? And my kids call them aunties. Tia Adriana and Auntie Erin. So, you know, it's something that it's just meant to be. Again, it goes back. I feel like we're all energetically connected, and some people it's like, you know, when you have magnets and you have that opposite magnet, it just won't connect. That's how it is. You won't vibe with certain people because they're not at your level, you know?
It's so interesting that you say that too, because like and then my other really, really close friend that probably the only two people I really hang out with anymore, our friendships both started out both at work, and we both did, like, I did not get along with either one of them to begin with.
And now you guys
now we're just like super tight, like both of us. And it's so weird because I'm like, once we get over that, like once we had to start working with each other, like really working with each other, we were just like, oh, we're very hard. We're all four of us are really hard-headed, and so we're like, no, I don't like you. Okay, all right, cool.
I'm not.
It's so funny. Yes, you are.
It's funny that you mentioned that because with my best friend Adriana, our friendship started over her wanting to fight me. She came to my house and my mom's like, oh, you want to fight her? Okay, let's go outside. But nobody's jumping in. And she's like, no, but it's because, and ever since then, ever since then, we've been best friends. Like, we've gone through our little separation here and there, you know, life got us, but it is what it is. Like, we became friends. And with Erin, the hilarious part is that we used to make fun of her and she used to make fun of us because, again, she's the white girl, honky tonk, you know, Memphis, all that stuff, had the Confederate flag in her car. And then I'm over here a full-blown Mexican. Our best friend, Auntie Cookie Angela, may she rest in peace. She's everything. She's a freaking mutt. She's Puerto Rican, she's Hawaiian, she's Native American, Mexican, everything. So she's a mutt. And there we were, rolling in her little car with her Confederate flag in the back, bumping all kinds of different music. So it's like, you know, a lot of people criticize our friendship because they're like, oh my God, why are you with the racist? Okay, maybe in her state of mind, she didn't see the Confederate flag as something racist. We did, because we know what it does represent. But in her state of mind, that's not what it did. And I have to respect it. She was never mean to us, never disrespectful to us. So why am I gonna judge her for something, you know? A lot of people are like, you're stupid, you know, I don't care because she's not mean to me. Her state of mind as to what that flag represents is totally different than what the reality is for us. Do you know what I mean?
So it would probably represent like a lot of the people on TikTok, the South.
Yeah, well, because her family's from the South. but and to them it doesn't represent that, you know. And so she grew up with a different state of mind, and I see it in a different way. But she's my friend. She was never disrespectful. Her family was always welcoming her. So why would I not want to vibe if she was welcoming to me and loved me no matter what?
Well, it's kind of like how Kai and I, right? So we see differently a lot.
We don't like each other all the time. But
No, so it's like I didn't know that for her, me asking what her numbers were was like a irritating thing. I was just trying. I'm very competitive, so I want to know where she's at, so I can try to
beat her by a number.
beat her by a number or two. No, because I'm not meant to be that type of person where you have to make a payment. Like that's not me. I'm like I can tell you how you get a reduction. Like that's me.
You'll try to help somebody, and she's
Yeah.
over here. No,
She's like,
I know
no.
you got money, bro. So
Yeah,
you better deposit this.
Cash me out.
and she was better at. She had no sympathy for getting people's jobs. But anyway, none. But for me, it was like, okay, once I realized that that's something that was irritating her.
Right.
All right, I'm not gonna ask her anymore. And I was like, fuck, I really did irritate the shit out of her. Let me get her a coffee. And then so I went and got her a coffee, and that's the end of the story. Like that was it.
Surprise, we're
But
BFFs now.
We're BFFs, but me and her have had conversations where I may not know what you're talking about from your standpoint, but she also can agree that she doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about from my standpoint, because we do come from two different, even though I'm white passing, we do come from different viewpoints and backgrounds. So I can't say I know what you're going through, because I haven't lived your experience with your family and with your culture and things like that. Just like you may have grew up with a lot of Latinos around, but
other
it's
ethnicities, yeah.
with other ethnicities, but it's just different when you're actually part of it. So you see things different. Even Erin comes to our family gatherings, and she gets down with our family, but again, she will never live your experience because your physical look and because of where you come from. She'll never live that.
Yeah.
So it's different, but you could still be connected to that person with their energy. Because when I'm like pissed off beyond belief, or I'm like very, very angry, I won't go necessarily to a family member. I call her, or I'll text her. Like, I'm pissed, I'm mad, and she'll be like calming me down. But even
Or amping her up some more.
or amping me up some more. So
Fight
it depends. It depends. I probably would have gotten into a fight in Vegas because of your ass.
She's more,
Yeah, she's definitely more of the fighter. I'm like, meh. I'm too tired, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go sleep.
I get it from my mama.
That little feisty one. My mom too. My mom be trying to fight everybody. My brothers are like, Mom. It's like, Jaime says I'm a fighter too.
You are.
But no.
Yes.
Let me explain.
If you have to explain, you're a fighter.
Explain. I don't fight. I don't.
But you're willing to.
So my explanation is I'm not a fighter. I'm not. I'm a lover.
Anyway.
So we're wrapping it up.
Spiritually, everyone is connected. And before you want to close that out.
Positive vibes, everyone. Stay at a high level of energy. Don't let anybody bring you down. Just be kind. Be kind to one another. Respect each other, and just again, whatever you put out into the universe is what's going to be out there, and just roll its way around, and it eventually will find its way back to you. So be kind, be respectful, love one another, and just pour lots of love and positive energy and light out there. And I promise you this world would be so much better, because we're beings of energy. No, because we're beings of energy, and the more positive energy we put out there, the better it will be. It just sucks because when you do have someone who's positive and another one that's negative, you know, that negative energy drains you. I know, because I'm married to one. My point exactly. Anyway, positive energy, positive vibes, and just find yourself, ground yourself, go out into the sunlight, get some fresh air, and just be kind and love each other. That's my message to everybody.
Stay positive. Have a great week.
Bendiciones. Bye.